Well, thank you very much, Madam Acting Deputy President. It is indeed the festive season, so I'd like to begin by extending my congratulations, indeed the congratulations of all coalition senators, to those political interns that have been running the Opposition Senate Question Time Tactics Committee over the last few weeks. Thank you, Senator McDonald. There is still one more question time. So, but it is revealing that at a time when there are no shortage of issues confronting our nation, Labor senators on this side, Labor senators on that side, seek to sort of, confuse, whip up a bit of a fear campaign, indeed try to trawl over an issue such as the Bell Group litigation, only to end up with it all over their face. What we have seen this week is the modern Labor Party in bed with big unions, and we only have to go back to the Bell Group litigation and the scandalous affairs that rocked the WA Labor government in the 80s to see the danger that arises when big Labor gets in bed with big unions. And if there's some time available to me, I will come to that point and the findings of that Royal Commission, which fired a shot across the bow of the modern Labor Party in the late 80s and 1990s. But let me get to the issue. Let me get to the suggestion from Senator Cameron this afternoon that somehow there was this grand conspiracy on the part of the coalition to let foreign workers run amok in our country. Just a bald-faced lie. And why is that? Why is it a lie? Because you could have read in the Daily Telegraph, Senator Dastyari, you could have read in the Daily Telegraph, Senator Carr, Senator Billick, exactly why that is a lie. Now I know that you know, Senator Dastyari, what I'm about to say. You know I'm about to talk about McDonald's. You know that I'm about to talk about Clive Palmer. You do, don't you? So let me talk about McDonald's and let me talk about Clive Palmer. The Daily Telegraph article of the 29th of November makes it crystal clear, and I'm reading exclusively from page 4 of the Daily Telegraph. It says, the former Labor government approved more than 850 visas for Chinese workers to fly into Australia and work at a mine linked to controversial magnate Clive Palmer. There is, and there's more, Senator McDonald. Hard to believe, but there's more. The Daily Telegraph can reveal more than 850 Chinese nationals were given the green light to work at the Sino-Iron project on 457 visas between 2008 and 2013. It goes on. The article says, at its peak, there were 374 people on 457 visas working on the mine, 372 of them Chinese. MCC Mining Proprietary Limited was contracted by CITIC Pacific to undertake the procurement for the site. Opposition Leader, and I'm continuing to quote, Opposition Leader Bill Shorten was Employment Minister during a portion of the period when the 457 visas were approved at the expense of Australian workers. Now, if you were generous, Senator McDonald, you might think, oh, well, that's an isolated incident, a one-off. And if you were being generous, you'd be being too generous, because only the day before in the Daily Telegraph it says, under the heading, Shorten's foreign visa policy is fried, it says Shorten, as in the Leader of the Opposition, Mr Bill Shorten, Shorten is attempting to whip up some kind of foreign worker backlash by acting tough on people arriving here on 457 visas. It goes on to say, it emerges that Labor's previous Gillard government, in which Shorten was Workplace Minister, oversaw a huge increase in the number of foreign workers, 457 visas, which were extended even to those working at the likes of McDonald's, KFC and Hungry Jack's.
And don't forget the Prime Minister.
What is shameful? It's not my place to lecture the modern Labor Party about its industrial relations history, but what is shameful is that the modern Labor Party has drifted so far away, and I don't mind, I'm big enough to say this, that the modern Labor Party has drifted so far away from its foundations, its legacy of genuinely looking after workers' interests and rights. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Thank you, Senator.